History is written by the victors, they say. But what if history itself is waiting to be rediscovered, not in the ruins of ancient cities, but in the very fabric of our being? Today, we journey into the past, not through chronicles and manuscripts, but through the invisible threads woven into our DNA. This is the untold story of the Bulgarians, and the secrets hidden within their bloodline. For centuries, historians have debated the origins of the Bulgarian people. Were they nomads from the east? Were they the descendants of great empires long forgotten? Or were they something more, an ancient and enduring force in human civilization? Traditional sources provide fragments of truth. Yet modern science is offering us an even deeper look. DNA genealogy, a field blending genetics with history, has begun uncovering evidence that may reshape everything we thought we knew about the Bulgarian past. We begin with the basics. DNA genealogy examines the genetic markers passed down through generations, allowing us to trace human migration patterns across thousands of years. This science challenges old narratives, revealing connections once thought impossible. And when applied to the Bulgarians, the findings are nothing short of astounding. According to genetic studies, the Bulgarians are far older as a people than many historical records suggest. Traces of their genetic lineage do not emerge solely in the medieval era, nor even in antiquity. Instead, they reach deep into prehistory, suggesting that their ancestors walked the lands of Europe and Asia long before the commonly accepted timelines. The traditional view, that Bulgaria as a nation emerged in 681 AD, may only be a fraction of the real story. The genetic evidence points to multiple waves of migration, blending various tribes and civilizations into what we now call the Bulgarian identity. The people of the Danube Bulgaria, the Volga Bulgars, and even those who traveled into Central Asia and beyond, are all linked by ancient genetic markers. Some findings indicate direct connections to the Thracians, the Scythians, and even the Sarmatians, peoples who roamed vast territories and shaped the early history of the continent. And then, there are the unexpected links, DNA markers shared with civilizations far beyond the Balkans, stretching into the heart of Mesopotamia, the Iranian plateaus, and even the distant reaches of the Altai Mountains. Could it be that the Bulgarians, or their ancestors, were among the silent architects of early civilization? If so, why has history largely ignored their contributions? It is here that we face a difficult truth. Many of the records that could tell this story have been lost, altered, or deliberately erased. The history of the Bulgarians, like that of many ancient peoples, has been rewritten by empires seeking to establish their own dominance. Documents have vanished, narratives have been reshaped, and an entire legacy has been obscured. But DNA does not lie. The evidence exists, not on crumbling parchment, but within the bodies of those who still carry these ancient genes. One particularly intriguing discovery is the presence of genetic markers that predate many known European civilizations. Some suggest that the ancestors of the Bulgarians lived in organized societies more than 15,000 years ago. This would mean that Bulgaria's history does not begin with Asparuh, nor even with the Thracians, but with a much older civilization, one whose legacy has been nearly forgotten. What does this mean for our understanding of history? First, it challenges the notion that nations and peoples have simple, linear origins. The Bulgarians are not the product of a single migration or conquest, they are the result of countless movements, unions, and evolutions over millennia. They have been warriors, scholars, travelers, and builders. Their identity is not bound to one place or one era, it is a story of endurance, adaptation, and influence, and so, we are left with a question: if history has overlooked the full depth of the Bulgarian past, what else has been forgotten? What other civilizations have been dismissed or erased, their stories waiting to be uncovered? As DNA research continues to expand, perhaps we stand at the dawn of a new historical awakening, one that will redefine not only the history of Bulgaria but the history of humanity itself. This is only the beginning. The past is calling, and its message is written in our very blood. Will we listen? Please subscribe for more thrilling historical facts. Remember to like if you enjoyed this journey through time. Also comment below. I would be very grateful if you support me on Patreon, buy me a coffee, follow me on Spotify and subscribe to my Ko-Fi to help me provide you with better content. Thank you in advance.